All right, well, the tech industry continues to grow in Austin as many businesses have been able to get their footing here in town, including one company KVUE's Joah explains has a creator who never seems to give up.
Localeur is an Austin-based startup that provides travelers with tips and suggestions of where to go and what to do from local residents. When it was launched 4 years ago, it only served Austin. Now just today, it expanded to its 50th city in Maui. But before this expansion even happened, before Localeur even existed, the company's creator found out that the path to success can be a winding one. Joah Spearman has never had the luxury of knowing what lies ahead.
I grew up, very poor, like food stamps.
Here's little Joah. He grew up in Killeen, Texas with 2 brothers and a single mother who needed Joah to step up.
When I was 11, I was like, well, I need to find a way to, pay for school clothes and things to help out my mom.
So for inspiration, one of his older brothers.
He and his best friend were doing it where they were cutting grass for our neighbors and they were doing it like $20 and splitting it so they'd both get $10. And I was like, well, I can cut grass for the same people for $15. And within a couple of months, I kind of put them out of business. It sounds like a harsh entrepreneur story, but I think that's just me being like a natural kind of hustler in that way.
But Joah's story had only just started. Next up, college.
No one in my family had graduated from college before, but it was something that I knew that I wanted to do.
It wouldn't be easy, but he was determined to carve his own path. As a high school senior, he started applying for scholarship after scholarship. Out of more than 100 applications, he landed about 30 of them.
So that was how I was able to kind of piecemeal the scholarship funds to pay for college.
But after college, the older Joah just couldn't escape that younger grass-cutting Joah.
That entrepreneurial hustle has stayed in me even since I was a kid.
He wanted to create, to take a risk.
I kind of just said, I'm going to start a new business every year for 10 years until one of them sticks.
And he stuck to the plan for years, even as each plan and vision failed and his bank account shrunk.
That's me kind of clawing the business to that next level.
At one point, Joah started selling his CDs, his clothes, anything he could stand to lose to fund his dreams.
At those moments, I have to keep going and I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep going.
So a couple years back, with $150 to his name, a car about to be repossessed, and an eviction notice on his apartment's door, one of his best friends, Kent, was getting married.
He asked me to be a groomsman.
And Joah says he couldn't say no. And instead of making the choice that most of us would make, the logical choice, he used $148 to get a tux for that wedding.
That's the tux right here.
And at that wedding, in that tux, with only $2 left to his name, Joah met a light at the end of the tunnel. An investor.
God works in mysterious ways, or karma, or whatever you want to believe in. I think it all worked in that moment.
And at that moment, all those roadblocks were cleared, and he took his first steps in creating what is now Localeur. Joah's growing business has now raised more than $3 million in investment capital, and has more than 100,000 people from around the world utilizing his business every month.
And it's by far the best business I've ever touched.
This now successful entrepreneur finally has clarity. His future is today. And that's because he just does what needs to be done, whether it be for his mom, for his education, or for his dreams.
I've never viewed failure as just failure outright. I've always viewed failure as an opportunity to learn.
In Austin, Joah, KVUE News.